Today I want to talk a little bit about compression, and especially the way you compensate output gain after the compression is done. I've been thinking about this because when you compress a signal, it means that it is quite dynamic, and quite dynamic means that it has loud parts. It don't have to be too loud, and there are soft parts where the volume is barely inaudible. So you want to bring the soft parts and the loudest parts together so they are easier to hear. So when you add compression, you bring them together, you bring them closer. And then you have two options to match it with one of the two parts of the uncompressed signal, which is you can match the compressed signal to the loudest parts, and you can match it to the softer parts. And that means that sometimes you hear a comparison video when the guy engages the compressor, and you think that it sounds louder, and sometimes you think it sounds even, which is the case when you compensate to the softer parts. So when you watch a comparison, always keep in mind that this is possible. Most engineers compensate to the loudest parts, so you bring the softer parts to the loudest area, so you gain in. It's pretty much the same technically, but you gain in volume and level, and you bring it up. So keep in mind this every time you see a comparison video, because it's not that they are trying to trick you. It's more like they are they are simply making their stuff sound good for the good. Now, I want to show you a little example in which I want to give a little more presence. This is something I watched Schmitt do a video, which is using two Fairchild compressors one after another. I mean, not one after another, but twice in the same chain, one during recording and one in mixing, to add quite a lot of presence that only these compressors can add. So check this out. This is the default setting I just inserted, and you will see what I'm talking about.
Se musa de ando music como moza pa mover la masa. Pasa los cacos, le ponen la voz de follón y rompemos la caja. Versatilidad, ves habilidad como suba estabilidad.
In this case, the output gain has been compensated to the loudest peaks. Check it out again.
Se musa de ando music como moza pa mover la masa. Pasa los cacos, le ponen la voz de follón y rompemos la caja. Versatilidad, ves habilidad como suba estabilidad.
Now, next to it, and this is part of the trick, I insert another Fairchild, same settings, different time, and compensate to the softer parts, which is, in this case, I just move it to 0, and check it out now.
Se musa de ando music como moza pa mover la masa. Pasa los cacos, le ponen la voz de follón y rompemos la caja. Versatilidad, ves habilidad como
In this case, the compressor is tightening up the signal and making it more solid. And the real magic is when you engage both at the same time. I want to show you.
Se musa de ando music como moza pa mover la masa. Pasa los cacos, le ponen la voz de follón y rompemos la caja. Versatilidad, ves habilidad como suba estabilidad en la lírica es un stream. Gusta, ponle la bomba de Randy, yo también la lengua del rack.
So let me know what you think.